Congratulations to them leading at the halfway stage. Norway, Russia, Slovakia, France still within 10 seconds of that lead, and this race has a long, long way to go. So many races in the past have been won at the halfway stage.
So tight, look at that, 9.1 seconds, and where's Germany? Surely coming into sight. In fact, there she is, Gössner. Look at the tempo, flying along the tracks.
From 51 behind, don't forget she's done a penalty loop, so an extra bit of skiing as well as that wasted time on the range, and she gets to within 42, 43, 43.1, so tiring in the last 500 metres, but a good effort to come back from Gössner, but she won't forgive herself. That surely was a sign of inexperience, to work so hard before the standing shoot, which she finds very difficult anyway.
It's a huge risk strategy if you're not 100% confident in the stand position. Yes, you've got 3 spare rounds, but you would want to back off to get your breathing under control, to get your fatigue under control as well, or that you really are reducing the chances of hitting the targets.
But if you want to succeed, you've got to take risks.
You have, but when you've got 3 spares and you still muck up after using 3 spares, then it's not the right strategy.
Well, the Norwegian men shot nearly perfect this morning. The Russian women are still perfect. Nice slow-mo shots of the women in action on this 4x6 kilometre relay, and the first 5 from 9 seconds separating them are back together again, and it's all about jostling for position. Well, let's go through those who are involved. France at the back there, team number 1, they have Sophie Boilly on course for them at the moment, and then Dorin Hebert on the last leg, who's been on good form, so they've got a good chance. Norway, I wonder what their tactics will be, Mike. Hilde Fenn now taking leg number 3, but they do have one Tora Berger going on that last leg.
What a fantastic feeling to have a trump card like Tora Berger on your last leg, and I'm a little surprised that Hilde Fenn is deciding to try and get rid of, to break this pack early, and therefore putting herself under the pressure almost. She's leading this, she's not backing off in terms of her pace. There's still some way to go before the range.
Russia perhaps taking it a little more easily. Shamilova, who had a good run yesterday, she was one of the 16 who hit 19 out of 20, and she moved right up the order from 16th to 8th position. She's not the fastest of the Russians over the snow, but has done very well. Slovakia with Shrapanova in 4th place at the moment, 5.1 behind. And then these two teams, Team 7, that's Poland with Honic just ahead of Mattsson of Sweden, and Sweden with Åsa Leaf. So I think Sweden have played their trump cards as well, and we could see those two teams just slowing down, but I still think Poland have got a good chance of finishing on the podium. Hirschler, Mike, Andrea Henkel coming on the last leg. If she starts behind Tora Berger, which is looking like a possibility, will she be able to make up time on the Norwegian?
In terms of recent form, both Henkel and Berger skied well within 4 seconds of each other yesterday. I know that was yesterday, but Henkel definitely plays the slower game on the range, so Henkel will lose up to 15-20 seconds on in the 2 shoots on Tora Berger's rapid fire time. Tora Berger always in the top 3 in terms of her speed of shooting.
Well, I'm sure we've got some Norwegians who've just tuned into this coverage, and before they get too excited, I should tell them that Fenn raced in the sprint earlier this week. She missed 4 of 5 in the prone position, and it's the prone position about to come up. She skied very hard to take the lead in this race, and fingers crossed that she doesn't have the same sort of shoot as we've just seen from Miriam Gusner on leg number 2 for Germany. So Fen nearest the camera, Russia the favourites, the Olympic champions in lane 2 with the Katerina Shamilova, and then settling in lane 3 the French with Sophie Boilly, and alongside them Slovakia and the Czech Republic. Russia yet to miss a target. 25 out of 25, thank you very much. That is how to win a relay, and Russia will have the lead on their own, but the French could keep it a very small margin. Boilly is clear. Away goes Fen from Norway. Much better shooting than we saw from her in the sprint event in the prone, and now she's only got 5 standing targets to clear. And the Slovakians keep themselves in with a chance. Great shooting from Shrepanova, and now Fialkova, who takes the last leg for Slovakia, must be getting a little bit nervous.
They must Czech Republic, Jitka Landova, she's struggling. She really is going into the fear factor at the moment. Well done.
Comeback kids, Germany, are trying to mount a challenge with Nadine Horschler. 4 out of 4, the cheers are for her targets as they go down. 5 out of 5, good shooting from Horschler.
Horschler's fast. 9th fastest time yesterday, 52 seconds behind on the track, the fastest. I think that was great performance from Jitka Landova. She hasn't had many World Cup experiences, in fact only 5 in her career.
Ukraine just shooting perfect score. We're trying to let you know how the two twins got on in the shoots so far as we have a look at the top 8 positions. Russia a 6-second lead only over the Norwegians at the moment. Well, here are the scenes in Austria as we approach crunch time. The third leg's always fairly crucial, isn't it, Mike? Certainly for those teams that have dropped off the pace, because they want to start the last leg with some sort of chance and without having to work too hard on the first 2 laps. So you've got something left for the end.
Well, that's right, and I think with Russia, Vilokina going anchor leg, they do want to try and hand over with a safety cushion. Vilokina, she shoots well, but not the fastest on the track, and therefore trying to get that lead going into the final leg. I think Fen did well last time. You mentioned her statistics coming into the range, and there was a lot of movement in her rifle, but she managed to compose herself enough to get 4 out of 5, then 1 spare round.
So we still only have some 75 metres separating the top 4 teams, and Russia's Shamilova looking, she's lost a lot of time there. There's a good half second to be gained. Won't matter in this race, but in an individual time trial, that can prove crucial if you think you've got to go around the lap 5 times.
And if you compare Shamilova to the French girl we just saw coming around there, of course, Boilly, so easy from her alpine skiing past, or from the experience on alpine skis as well. Some of the Russians only have the cross-country skis. You don't quite get that movement from a young age.
So you think an early sporting career in the alpine side doesn't do any harm?
I think it does a lot of good in terms of that feeling of speed and just timing on tight corners.
And nothing wrong with a bit of telemark skiing even while you're doing biathlon, just to learn about speed so you're not afraid of it. Learn the cornering techniques that don't always come into play, but on days like today where you have the hairpin bends, very useful indeed.
It looks easy when you see the best athletes on these skis, but your legs are so tired coming off the top of the rise. Then you've got 5 seconds before a tight right-hander. It's so difficult to balance on these skis.
Well, Poland still have a chance of making a little bit of history today. They finished 7th in the World Cup standings last year, which was pretty impressive. And in fact, their best result came here in Hochfilzen when they finished a very creditable 4th. The winners were Norway, this time 12 months ago. Well, there you see the difference between Germany and Russia. They're both under the road, but going in different directions. Fen of Norway, again, working exceptionally hard to try and make the ground up on Russia, but now is the time to ease it up and try and get the pulse down before the second shoot, and their final shoot on this 3rd leg.
That's just Korea now being lapped by 3 of the teams, the 3 leading teams.
Well, it's only a 2,000-metre loop, so that's no real surprise at this stage. Mike, you brave enough to put your money on anyone other than Russia at this stage?
Oh, well, I think with Tora Berger last for Norway, depending on, I agree with you, I think Fenn is coming in so hard. She's trying to keep with the ski speed. France are still in it. At the moment, Belarus are out of it, with Domracheva still to play for the Belarus team.
Well, Shamilova has been very accurate. She's had 30 shots here so far this week in the individuals, and she hit 29 of those.
Middle target first for the Russian. Missed the second.
The pressure switching to Russia for a change. Their first miss of this whole race. And Fenn clears all 5. And Tora Berger will have the biggest smile on her face, because she knows that she will now start at least level with the leaders after the third leg, if not ahead. 2 misses for Russia.
This is a real fear moment for the Russians.
Surely not a penalty lap. Last shot for Russia.
Spirits dropping, confidence shaky.
And she knows that that means she'll probably be left out of the next relay. It is that tough in Russian selection.
Look at the end of the rifle, moving so much. Well done, she got it.
Yeah, difficult shot, that last one. And while she's been struggling, the French have had the same sort of problems with Sophie Boilly. And she now has one round, 1 target. Slovakia are on the penalty lap. Germany coming back again, and a good challenge from Höschler, who gets 4 from the first 5 rounds. But all this while, Norway out on their own, 36 seconds clear of everyone else. And now Germany in contention again with Poland and the Ukraine. The race for the minor places is going to be immense.
Czech Republic, oh, just missed the last one, Landova. Lack of experience, but doing so well.
Well, at the 6th shoot, Mike, only a minute separating the top 6. This is great news for the women's tour, showing how many teams are up there.
It's great news. Look at Poland as well, and that's with